Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use. Welcome to Just Minding My Business. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, and today I have a real treat for you. Coming to the mic is Teddy Prelude. You guys heard him on this show before. He's known as Teddy TheTax Man, and he is an enrolled agent who began his practice in 1980. He has been a guest on Fox 45 Morning News. He's been on Howard University Radio, 96.3 WHUR. So you've probably heard this voice a lot of different places. And today we're celebrating 20,000 tax returns. I'm impressed.
So am I.
And we're also celebrating that Teddy is a new author. And his book is entitled Step Away from the Porcelain. Well, I'm going to just bring him on because he's been so busy over the years, it would take all of this show to say everything. So welcome, Teddy, to the show.
I really do thank you, and I appreciate you for letting me inform your public.
Absolutely. And I know you got some good stuff to tell us because I've been listening to the news, and people are crying this year about their tax returns.
Yes, they are. This time last year, there was a lot of buzz. There was a lot of excitement about, the tax laws are changing. And, we had some promises made to us by this administration that unfortunately, let me put it to you this way. I think the administration could have done better. What happened was we were promised, and this is not my opinion. You can go back and, you can follow this on YouTube or just about any social medium that might be out there. We were promised that, you'll be able to file your tax return on a postcard, and, people got excited, and then you're going to get more money and things like that. Well, the postcard thing didn't materialize. And let me tell you what happened in regards to the monies in your check. Yes, many people got extra monies in their check on a paycheck-by-paycheck basis, and it was great. An extra $20, who can't use an extra $25, $30, right? So you saw that. You were happy about it, but wait a minute. You got to understand, if you're getting extra monies in your paycheck, that money is coming from somewhere, right? I'll tell you where it was coming from. It was coming from your federal withholdings. So by the time you got to the end of the year, and all you had to do was multiply the amount, the extra that you got in your paycheck times, let's say 52 weeks. It wasn't 52 weeks. But if you got paid on a weekly basis, you multiply that times. So $20 times 52 weeks is what, $1,040. So you were happy with that $20 a week. But then you looked up and you filed your tax return, and your refund was either lower or maybe you even ended up owing for 2018. And people say, well, what happened? See, I'll tell you what happened. The money, that extra money that you saw in your paycheck came out of your federal taxes withheld. And if you don't believe me, here is where you start. When you talk to your tax advisor, or you can do it yourself, look at your W-2 from 2017. Compare it to 2018. Look in box 2. That box 2 is the box that says X amount of federal taxes were withheld. Compare the two and watch. I am right. It means that whatever that amount, whatever that difference is, was the amount that was held less in your 2018 year. That is why some people who owed the prior year owed more. Some people who got refunds last year owed. And some people who got refunds last year got a lesser amount of a refund for 2018. That's really the gist of it. That's where we are. And so that's why you are hearing, I know I've done this report a couple times already on Fox 45 Morning News in Maryland, talking about the amount of the refunds, the differences and things like that. And it's the same old story from person to person, which is, generally speaking, the refunds are lower this year. That's the bottom line. And are people upset? Well, I don't think I have to say that. You know it. You know, and your listeners, you have some sharp listeners. They know it as well.
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten my taxes done yet, so I'm sure I'm going to be not happy. But I know I've seen so many people not happy, and the increase in the checks, really, the health insurance took care of that.
You know, somehow I knew you were going to say that, which means in your eyes, the net amount that you really got was almost zero, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and you know, the administration can't help that your insurance went up, but I hear what you're saying. What you're saying is realistic, and it seems like every time you take a step forward, you end up taking a step backward. So, you know, it seems like we're on this, you know, one of those little wheels that the little, what do you call them? The little rats are on in their cages. One of those twirly wheels where you just, yeah, right. So it seems like the progress that was made wasn't really made. And so it's frustrating. And a second part to this whole thing is this. This was a biggie. This was a biggie. Ida, you have a lot of listeners. Again, I know they're sharp. I know that. Let me share this. There's a section on the tax return called employee business expenses. Let me explain this. And I'll just give you one example. If I'm an auto mechanic, I pay for my own tools to do my job, my own hammers, my own screwdrivers, my $10,000 toolbox. And yes, I said $10,000 toolbox because those are out there. So I pay all of this. Prior to 2018, I could deduct this on my tax return. And again, we're talking about employees. We're not talking about business owners. That's a whole nother story, okay? So as an employee, I was able to write off my tools, my equipment, my uniforms, my union dues, my conferences, my seminars, in some cases, my shoes, right? I was able to write all that off. Guess what? That now, my friend, is gone. Gone. It is gone. So wait a minute. So wait a minute. Teddy the Tax Man, are you telling me that if I'm a nurse and I pay for my license and I pay for my conferences and I pay for my Ripple Souls and I pay for my uniforms and I pay for my reference materials, I can no longer deduct that? Just remember this. Please don't kill the messenger. I'm just here to tell you what saith the IRS. Those are now no longer deductible. I'll give you another one. Your pastor at your church goes out, buys these Bibles, the reference materials, the robes, he pays for his own classes, et cetera, no longer deductible. No longer deductible, now gone by the wayside. So wait a minute now. If in the past I had been deducting those items and those items are no longer deductible, what do you think is going to happen? I'll tell you, because that's the rhetorical question of the day. What's going to happen is my taxes are going to go up. Now, do you really think I'm going to be happy about that?
No.
So that's what's happening in the real world with the Internal Revenue Service, and there are many, many, many more changes. But I want to talk about something that's happy and good. My new book, Step Away from the Porcelain. I am telling you, this is what I had to do. I had to make the book look like me. You know me, Ida. I love having fun. I love a good laugh. You know, I can get serious when I want to. But the book is it's one of the funniest, it's probably the funniest book that you'll ever read that has to do with business. I'm talking about things that have happened in my professional career. I'm talking about things that have happened on your jobs. Like the lady who's been there so long. She's only a supervisor, but she thinks she owns the job. Like the employee who comes in and complains. He's late 5 days out of the week, but he complains that the reason why he's late is because the elevator makes him late. These kind of the stories in the book are funny. Yes, I do also give advice to business owners, current business owners, former business owners, even wannabe business owners. So there's a mixture of all of that, but primarily this was my thought process. My thought process was this. Every day we wake up to politics, we wake up to crime, we wake up to a tough economy, we wake up to, oh my gosh, is my company going to close down? So we have enough serious stuff going on right now, and that's why our blood pressures have gone crazy. So the way I looked at this, is I wanted the book to replicate me. I wanted the book to look like me. So it's the funniest things in there. And I got to tell you, this is what I did. I got real names of real people because I put real people in the book. I went out, I got them to sign releases, and so they are in the book. And I'm telling you the stories. The stories are funny. They are going to make you laugh. And some of the stories, you'll look at it and you'll go, oh my gosh, that happens on my job all the time. Yeah, I know a lady like that. I know we have a guy on our job who wears the same clothes every day for a whole month. All these kind of things, the stuff that you actually literally see on your job or in your small business, maybe in your church, in your school. I had to do it that way because that's what we need right about now. We need a good laugh. And plus, the other side of it, Ida, is that because we are so busy nowadays, I needed it to be a very, very quick read. And I think people will appreciate that. We're all busy. Some of us work 3 jobs. Some of us have 6, 7 children. Some of us, and we might have 2 or 3 husbands, but I'm not going to get into that. 2 or 3 spouses. So I needed to make it a quick read. something that's only going to take you 3-4 hours that you will thoroughly enjoy, man. And I want to say, oh, by the way, you're going to be in my next book.
Oh, wow. I am?
Yeah. Yes, you are. I'm going to tell the story about when I decided to leave our old employer, Farm Credit Bank.
Right.
And you and I were sitting there one night, and I said to you, you know what, Ida, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave this place. I got my tax practice. I expanded and everything like that. And you said to me, well, when are you going to tell the boss? I said, you know what, give me about 2 weeks, and I'll let him know. Within that 2 weeks, what happened? Our boss walked into the computer room and said, we're shutting this baby down.
Wow. Yeah,
I will never, Ida, I will never forget the look on your face. You looked at me as if to say, wait a minute, did you know that was going to happen? My answer was no. But if you recall, you and I have been doing our separate things outside of our places of employment for so long that at that point, I was ready. That was around 1994. Yeah. Because we had gone on that downward slide from, if I can remember correctly, the fall of that year before, which would have been 93, and then we closed the doors 94. I can't remember whether it was March 31st or April 30th or whatever the case may be, but you and I had always been doing our thing. So, when they said, okay, it's time to go, it's time to close the doors, neither one of us was really upset. Yeah, it disrupted our lives a little bit, but you had your thing going on. You've been doing, you did so much. You did so much that you were kind of sort of preparing yourself. I know you were. You were preparing yourself. So that wasn't a bad thing. So let me get back on track in regards to the book. The book is called Step Away from the Porcelain. You can buy it off of Amazon, or you can buy it on BarnesandNoble.com. And by the time this airs, I will have already had my first book signing. So what I will do is, at some point, I will come back and I'll talk to you. Maybe we'll do this again, and then I'll reveal when and where my next book signing will be. But I'm telling you, I'm having the time of my life with this book, and I want our listeners to remember this. All of the stories in Step Away from the Porcelain are true. Now, 2 of them, maybe I embellished just a little bit, but the 26 feet story is 100% true. That's what I want you to remember. The 26 feet story is 100% true. That's what I want all of our listeners to remember. And when they remember it, you know what? Reach out to me, and we will laugh together.
Well, I can't wait to get the book. I will definitely be at the signing to get my copy. And how do people get in touch with you for your tax services? Okay.
By the way, I do way more retirements than I do taxes. I expanded the retirement side of my practice back in 2010. Now I'm expanding it one more time. I'm doing a lot of retirements. And by the way, again, what I'm doing with retirements is this. When folks leave a job, they need a strategy to roll over that 401k. And so I get this question all the time, which made me go into the second expansion period. So what do I do with my 401k? Do I roll it over to a Roth IRA? Do I roll it over to a traditional? Do I roll it over to an annuity? Do I roll it over into a CD? So I sit down and I talk with the client and I structure how we are going to do that. And I got to tell you this. I think you will be surprised. I think you will be blown away if you knew how many people leave their jobs but they leave the 401ks right there. I think that would blow your mind if you knew that. And I never recommend that, because that's like leaving your home and intentionally leaving your keys on the kitchen table.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yes. And I've seen some horror stories. I'm not even going to share those with you right now. But that's primarily what I do. I still do a few tax returns, but I'm doing fewer and fewer of those by design as time goes on. So when they want to reach out to me, they can call me at 410-931-2004. Once again, that's 410-931-2004. Or they can go to my website. My website is www.huntvalleyretirements, with an S on it, .com. Once again, that is www.huntvalleyretirements, with an S on it, .com. And those are some of the ways that our listeners can reach out to me. And by the way, I'm on Facebook, and they can reach out to me that way. Send me a friend request. But the first thing I want you to do is, if you reach out to me via Facebook, inbox me first and just say you're one of the listeners here. And I will gladly accept your friend request, and we can go forward in that respect.
Okay. All right. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You know, we can talk for hours and hours and hours.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. And we've done it before.
Yes, we have. You know, having history and, you know, going back so many years with a person.
Yes.
I mean, Farm Credit Bank was something as a conversation of its own.
Yes, it is. You got that right.
and
oh my God,
your life through, you know, your business and all kinds of stuff. And, you know, I'm very, very proud of you. You really, you know, I know some of the struggles that you had with your business, and, you know, I'm very proud of where you are today with it.
Yes. The struggles, oh my God, yes. But I want to tell you, out of the struggles came where I am today. So, you know, I'm not going to say I'm happy to go through the struggles. I don't know anybody who would say that and really, really mean it. No, I'm not happy. I wasn't happy to go through the struggle, but I want to tell you, it got me where I am today. And I can look back and go, oh my gosh, I remember when.
Mhm. I know that's, and you can't really get to that place unless you have the struggles.
Unless you
that's
have
just the way it works.
That's just the way it works. And I will tell you, like I tell, you know, when people come in and I'm giving them small business startup advice, what I say is, you know what? You're going to have to struggle, because if it were easy, everybody would be doing it, and there'd be no money in it for you.
Absolutely. That's well put.
Yep. I thank you.
That is well put. Now, before we wrap up, small business owners, for the taxes, what can we expect?
There is a good provision in the new legislation that allows you, get this, to lop off 20% of your income as a small business. Yep, I said it right. I said it. You heard it right. Your listeners heard it right. Yep. When your tax advisor prepares that return, he or she will lop off 20% of your income. So that does give you a break. I mean, a big break. We've never had that kind of break before. And so that's going to lower your income. That gives you some opportunity right there. And, you know, since you asked for some good news, I just gave it to you. So you can rejoice in that. That's real. That and on top of that, I talked about those deductions that were no longer valid. Let me repeat this. Those deductions that you and I just discussed were on the employee's side. So if I'm an employee, a pastor of a church, or an auto mechanic, or that outside sales guy who spends like $20,000 in order to generate his own income, those expenses are no longer deductible. If you have a small business, though, most of those expenses are still deductible. So don't worry, don't fret. There is some good news out of this new legislation. I'm a fair person. So, I'm not just going to talk bad about, what has gone on. I'm going to tell you the good stuff, too. And the good stuff is you all, as a small business owner, will get to lop off 20% of your income to reduce your tax liability. So that's good. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, that's real good. You got me smiling. I'm about to do that.
Yeah. It's like that song back in the 70s. You caught me smiling. Yes. So you do get to deduct that 20% right off the income. But I got to share this too. I shared this with our listeners the last time I was with you, and that is this. Take advantage of what I call the absolute best small business retirement strategy that's out there, and that is this. If you have let's say you file a Schedule C. The Schedule C is for sole proprietorships and single member LLCs. And this is just an example. So let's say you're a Schedule C filer. You get to the point where your tax return is prepared but not filed, prepared but not sent in. You get to that point on April 1st where you let's say you owe $20,000. And you say, golly, I really don't have that kind of money right now. Boy, how am I going to pay the Internal Revenue Service? How about this? File an extension. Not a lot of people know about this. So I'm sharing some information that I want your listeners to go back and share with their tax advisors, because many tax advisors don't know this either. All right? So this is what you do. You come to the point where you have that return is prepared. You owe, let's say, $10,000, and you go, oh my gosh, how in the world, how am I going to pay the Internal Revenue Service? I got to pay them, and this, that, and the other. Here is what you do. You file an extension. You have your tax advisor do suppose I contribute money to an SEP. It's a simplified employee pension, SEP. You can contribute to the simplified employee pension. Get this. You have through April 15th to contribute to that simplified employee pension, otherwise called a SEP. And check this out. Even though the primary reason you want to contribute is for your own retirement, guess what? It not only goes towards your retirement, but it also reduces your federal tax and your state tax. So, Ida, I know how you think. What you're thinking is, but wait a minute. We're now in 2019, and we're preparing the 2018 tax return. 2018 is gone. So how in the world can I make a contribution to my SEP and have it affect the 2018 tax return? Guess what? That's what the tax law allows you to do. So my thing is this. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can do this right in front of the IRS's face and they won't have anything to say about it? They will approve it? Yes. So you take advantage of them. Follow the rules. You follow the rules. You can contribute to that SEP. You can knock down your federal and your state tax liability, and there's nothing that the Internal Revenue Service can do about it. But wait a minute. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Because the next thing Ida might be saying is, yeah, but it's April 1st. I don't have a whole lot of money that I can contribute to my SEP. Wow, is that it? Am I done? No, there is still hope, because what you can do, check this out. I love this. I use this all the time, as a matter of fact, for myself. Check out how great this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't mind sharing my secrets. I don't mind sharing my secrets. So what you do is you say, okay, I'm going to file an extension. You know what? Pay the Internal Revenue Service what you anticipate you're going to owe, or put something towards it. Guess what? You file that extension. Check this out. You now have until October to put money in that SEP, that Simplified Employee Pension. You have until October of this year, and you to contribute money to that Simplified Employee Pension, and you can deduct it on your 2018 tax return. So another way to say that is, wait a minute, hold up a second. Are you trying to tell me that if I don't have the money to do that now, I can earn money in this calendar year, 2019, and I can contribute it towards my plan for 2018 as long as I file an extension and I do it no put the monies in there, I contribute to the SEP no later than October 15? Yes. That's exactly what I'm telling you. And if anybody has a problem with it, you tell them come see me, because you can do that. You can do that, and you can lower your tax liability, and you can increase the amount that you're putting into your retirement plan, so that when it's ready for you, when it's time for you to go, you're ready to go, and you got some money in there. Yes, you can. Again, if anybody has a problem with it, you tell them come see me, because you can do that, and I recommend that your self-employed businesses do that.
If you don't take anything else away from this conversation, business owners, take that to the bank.
Yep.
That's sure.
That's right. And so, if they have need to set one up, feel free to give me a call or ask your own tax advisor. I don't care. I'm here for informational purposes, but if anybody calls to ask me to help them out, I certainly will. I will.
All right. Well, give us your information one more time, Teddy.
Okay. I'm on Facebook as Teddy the Tax Man Prelo. My last name is spelled Prioleau. But if you put in Teddy the Tax Man, you don't even have to remember that. So inbox me first and let me know who you are. Just say that you're a listener, you're a faithful follower of a Sisters Network, and then send me a friend request, and then I will accept your friend request. Or they can send me an email. My email address is Teddy@HuntValleyRetirements with an S on it.com. Once again, that's Teddy@HuntValleyRetirements with an S on it.com. Or they can call me at 410-931-2004. For the last time, it's 410-931-2004.
Well, I thank you so much, Teddy, for coming by. It's never enough time. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely going to have you back again so that we can
I'll be waiting.
Conversation. And I'm looking forward to starting my SEP this year, because I got a feeling I'm going to be upset about my taxes, because now I don't have any dependents anymore.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my goodness gracious. The boy is grown now.
Yeah, so it might be SEP time.
Yep. Okay, just call me if you need me. I'll be glad to help you out.
All right, I sure will, because I can already see with the way everybody's crying about the taxes. I don't want to be a crier now that I know what to do. Yes,
and I'm telling you, you have not heard the last of those complaints That's going to last throughout the tax season, as people, because what has happened is people have listened to other people who have already filed, and that's what's generating the long wait times where people are saying, I'm not going to file yet, I'm not ready. Right. That's what's causing people to slow down just a little bit.
I mean, it's already the most unpleasant thing in the world. And
it is.
Listening to all of the conversations about people not getting as much money as they're used to, so that's another, maybe I'll wait.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's all I can say.
Well, thank you so much, Teddy. It is always a blast to talk with you. I'm looking forward to having you back again, and I'm sure our listeners are.
Okay. All you got to do is call.
You know I will.
Oh, okay, Ida.
Thank you to the amazing women of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASCEN LLC, and our media partners. Let Just Minding My Business Media promote your business. For information, visit us at jmb.asistercircle.org. That's jmb.asistercircle.org. Voiceovers by RCH VoiceWorks. For when you want to be heard. Call 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.